what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be covering the 10x summoning event that's going to be starting tomorrow, and also getting you all caught up on the offers and everything you need to know currently in game. So let's get into it. Alrighty, and I do want to take a quick moment just to say a huge thank you to the raid community, the other content creators, and Plarium for this fun promotion that went on based around my channel, where they gave out rewards based on hitting a certain amount of subscribers, and we were able to hit all those goals and get the rewards for all the people. I'm extremely thankful and appreciative. I've been doing raid content for almost 2 years at this point, and I've done content for lots of other games, and the community in raid is absolutely incredible. All of the content creators are so nice to each other. We all collaborate and support each other and talk on a daily basis, and the community is amazing in terms of supporting content creators. It's been a blast. It's been the best experience of my life, and this community means everything to me, and I'm just very thankful for the opportunity. And thank you to you guys for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. So yeah, too many people to thank individually, because there's just a massive list of amazing people that I've met in the raid community and people that I work with and interact with that I can't thank them all individually. But I do appreciate all of you, and I hope you got something good out of the 2 ancient shards. I know we had some people getting them live on stream, these 2 ancient shards, and pulling them, and we were able to get some good champions. For we had somebody get Septimus, somebody get Martyr, so it was just a lot of fun. The last 1 or 2 days have been amazing, and yeah, thank you. But now let's dive into this 10x that's going to be going on tomorrow. Now, first of all, do not take my video as the 10x summoning event going live. You will see some sort of indication in the portal. They usually list the champions or have an animation. And also, the tournament here, there is a champion chase tournament. These usually act as a pseudo countdown to when an event starts. So the champion chase tournament is probably coinciding with the start time of the 10x event, but you're going to want to make sure, and if you are participating or pulling shards for a certain champion in the 10x, and I'm going to grade them all in a second and go over them all really quickly, but just make sure that you know that it's not live as of me recording this video. This video is just me trying to let you know that it's coming down the road as soon as possible. So first things first, let me pull up this chart that I made, and this is just data that I extrapolated from my tier list that I linked below that ranks all the champions in the different areas of the game. I just took the overall rating and the champion names and all that and organized it for this video. So you can see the full list down below. But yeah, if we look at this, typically my sentiment for 10x events is I think the better route is to wait for 2x events, unless there's just insane champions in, like if there's Siffy and Rotos and Battle Kazar or something in a 10x, there's sometimes where it can be justified. Just looking at this one in general, there are some really good champions. Xavia and Foley, notably, I think are the crown jewels of this 10x summoning event, and they're both definitely very good. Xavia is the speed farming queen. I'll get into individual details of each champion here in a second. We'll go over them each really quickly, but yeah, my general sentiment of the 10x is if you've got the discipline to wait for a 2x, that's probably the better route. I don't see a champion here that's so account changing that it's worth sacrificing shards on a 10x instead of a 2x. But this image will be down in a pinned comment if you want to pull it up and take a look. And now I'm just going to go over each champion really quickly individually. So first, Xavia, and Xavia is the speed farming queen, most notably in the Dragon and probably the Fire Knight. You get people to place poisons. Xavia, Deadly Catalyst, she blows them up, and she can shoot through waves and bosses. Really, really good for speed farming dungeons. That's what she's most known for. She can be pretty good in the clan boss, but you do have to manual her because the Deadly Catalyst detonating the poisons can kind of mess up your damage potential in the clan boss. But an extremely good champion, good base speed, and very good in terms of scaling for the end game and speed farming certain dungeons. And then Foley. Foley is a really good champion just in general, and he can be very good in the arena. And he's a champion who has just aged well for a few different reasons. Way back in the day, we all undersold Foley, didn't think he was very good, but there's been lots of things that have happened since then. A, he's been buffed since then. B, Tormund came out in the game, and he's got a passive here that helps with freezing and mitigating that. And then C, Leech was buffed to be a lot more viable. So lots of things have happened around Foley that have just kind of slowly brought him from a bad champion to a really good champion. So yeah, Foley, extremely good. He can be good in the clan boss, good in the arena, really good in faction wars, lots of different dungeons. A very good champion just in general. And Blood Gorged. I think Blood Gorged is a little bit undersold by the raid community. I'm not saying he's S tier, God tier, or anything like that, but he's pretty good. This Decapitate ability hits very hard. It ignores defense. He's Force Affinity, so he can be a Roto Sniper in the arena. And then his A2 was buffed recently. It's an AoE, put one of each target skills on cooldown, and it's 3 turns. That's very good. And then he's got an A1 that is a multi-hitter that places a decreased defense. So Bloodgorge does have a really low base speed of 90, but in terms of his kit, he's actually a pretty solid champion. And then a Neathway Blood Twin. The cool thing about a Neathway is the passive, that it just has enemies killed by the champion cannot be revived. So it's extremely consistent. It's not tied to a certain ability or a certain effect happening. That's a very impactful and consistent effect. He's also got an AoE 100% leech debuff for 2 turns when booked on a 3-turn cooldown. So that again is a pretty good ability now that leech has been buffed and is a lot more viable. So there's lots of situations where a Neathway could be good in the arena and certain dungeons. And then Luria. The coolest thing about Luria is definitely the A2. That is an AoE, pretty big chance to freeze. Once you get her booked, it's 75%. And then enemies killed cannot be revived. So if you ever go last in your damage rotation, she'll place a freeze so that they skip a turn. And if she kills anything, they can't be revived. So she can be a very good arena champion in the right team. And she's also got a very interesting A1. It's going to be decreased defense or heal reduction or decreased speed. So lots going on there. Can be used in certain potion keeps and things like that. And a pretty decent A1 for just debuff utility. But Luria, just in general, has some potential as an epic champion. And then Morta Macabre is an interesting one because he's based on a little bit of RNG in terms of unlocking his secret skill Peril. He does have a speed aura in all battles by 24%. That's one of the best auras in the game. You get all battle speed, extremely good aura, but coming down to a little bit of RNG and unlocking his Peril ability, Morta Macabre can be very cool. He can do lots of cool things. He can hit very hard, block revive, bring speed. He can be a little bit inconsistent, though, because of that passive. And then for Phoenix. Phoenix, he's got an A1 that can hit really hard and block revive. So that's definitely pretty cool. And he's got an A2 that is AoE, block buffs, or block cooldown skills, which is a very good AoE skill for the arena. And an A3 that hits one enemy, places decreased defense and decreased speed, and can hit pretty hard as well. So Phoenix can hit a lot harder than people usually know. So he does good damage, and he's got a pretty decent kit. Not really an S tier champion, but he can be very good in the right situation. And then last is Excruciator. Someone's got to be last, right? And I think the worst champion in this event is Excruciator. We don't get a whole, there's not really a whole lot to go over on Excruciator. She's a newer champion to the game that came out kind of around the time of them releasing the Veil mechanic in the game. And she's just, I mean, yeah, there's not really a whole lot to say other than she's not that great in my opinion. But now let's go over these offers that are in the shop and see if there's anything good out there today. So let's fire up the sheet here. We've got Great Tome Pack, okay, 50. And Silver's 1.5. Energy, Gems, 1,000. Legendary Tomes is 10. 2.08. Okay, so typically the ones that I'm in the market to buy are the ones that are teal, that are over a 2, and this one is a 2.8. Now, in terms of acquiring legendary books, this is the cheapest you're ever going to see them. In all my time playing Raid, this is the cheapest I ever see books, being able to get them for $5 a piece in an offer. So $50 is very expensive, and you're not getting any shards or anything or energy in this offer. But if you're in the market for spending money on legendary books, this is the best deal you're ever going to see for them. Then for the gem pack, okay, let's go 100, and let's fire this up, 5,500 gems. Yeah, so this one would be, this is a 1.38, so this would be a pass for me. The monthly pack, this one is usually very good. It comes out at the beginning of the month, so it just came out a couple days ago. I usually scoop this up. You've got the whole week, the whole month to decide, and it's usually a pretty good offer that's pretty generally useful for shards, energy, and gems. But let's plug it in just in case you're curious. We've got 1150, and then we're gonna do 1,500 energy. And we're going to go 842 on the shards. 842. Yeah, 2.55. So if I had to choose between the monthly pack and the Great Tome pack, I would probably choose the monthly pack unless I was really hard up for legendary books. Like if I just pulled a Martyr and I really needed to book her counterattack ability for my clan boss team or something. So unless it was a special situation or exception, I would probably choose the monthly pack over the Great Tome pack. Mini mix pack, not a whole lot to go over here. 6-star artifact pack. Now, I know a lot of people are wishing they would stop selling the speed packs because it makes you feel like you have to buy them to compete in the arena, and I agree. I think they're selling these speed artifacts a little bit too often. So I think it's too expensive personally. But if you're trying to compete up in platinum, it's an extremely good offer to buy because you got to kind of keep up with all the other whales that are buying it. For me, someone who is interested in progressing their account as efficiently as possible, and so I spend my time farming gold 4 in the arena, not worth it for me to buy this. So you'll have to weigh your options based on where you're competing in the arena, basically. But let's put that away and wrap it up here. I'll fire up this 2x infographic again just as we kind of close out here. So yeah, just to wrap up, the general consensus is I would recommend you save your shards for a 2x event. But the 10x is decent. Zavia, Foley, Bloodgores, and Neathway, Luria. We've got some champions that have some utility and can be good in the game. It's just that I usually recommend waiting for a 2x event. And again, I just want to make sure and say thank you to all the other raid content creators, Plarium, the raid community, the people who help out on my Discord server. So many amazing people that I can't possibly thank them all individually. But I love this community, and the last couple days have been a wild ride for me that I'm so thankful to be a part of. So thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.